Alright, what do you say we have a look at something that I ordered that I didn't even know existed until one of my subscribers said, hey, you know, there is a King Kong. What happened was I was reviewing a NECA Godzilla figure, and I mentioned, oh, you know, I wish somebody would make a King Kong in this scale. And somebody chimed in and said, well, you know, Mezco kind of makes one. And yeah, Big Bad Toy Store. And we say he's got some weight to him, that's for sure. Can't see much with the glare, but we're gonna get him out of the box here. See the back. It's packaged well. It says King Kong of Skull Island. Yeah, so nice artwork on the back, really is. So it looks like it comes with a couple of heads, multiple interchangeable hands. Nice little blonde lady here. Corner here. What do you say we get this guy out of its package and have a really close look here? I don't want to ignore the box because they actually put a little effort into giving you a backdrop inside that box. So yeah, very nice. Alrighty then. Pull that off of there. Yeah. So what do you say we get him out of here? Some wrist shackles. I don't think I'll be using those. It'll take me a couple minutes to get these parts out of here. So there's actually only 3 extra hands here, which is probably what it called for. And we'll take the lady out last. Wow, is he heavy? Now she's made of a nice pliable rubber. You see her legs are kind of all bent up there, but they did that so her little arms won't break off, which is really nice. Very cool. So you can see her face. I don't know. Set her aside and have a look at the prize here. Yeah, he's got that kind of relaxed, somber look on his face, as opposed to this guy right here. You know, really pissed off Kong. I must say, he's built very well, and I guess I should reserve those remarks until I get through this review and see how all the joints perform. So let's see what we have here. We have a up and down rotation there, no cut in the bicep, but you do have a ratcheted elbow. Looks like a single joint. That's the movement right there. So is there a rotation in here? Yeah, so the elbow will rotate. Yeah, there's no rotation. Well, no, I'm lying. Look at that. It's built so well that it's so tight. So you do get up and down. There we go. They really start to. There we go. That's nice and tight. That'd be great for posing. So you can start to see the measurement on this Kong. Alright, moving on. Oh, we do have a torso cut here too. We don't get much movement. I mean, you get a little, but you get so much fur that's molded there. But he does pivot well. Moving on. Let's see what we have for legs here. Yeah, we have. Now, can move forward a little bit again. Where the hair is molded is going to restrict that motion. But you can get some motion in there. Going down to the knee, it's on a pivot too, and a hinge. Going down to the ankle, and it too is on pivot and can do many things that you want it to do. Up, down. So yeah, when he grabs Godzilla, good thing he has the arm span for that. Yeah. We're going to bring in one of the neck of Godzilla's too. And see how that measures up. Let's see, I think this might be the hand that's already on there for her. You can see there. You can. Oh, I guess I should actually. Well, here, let's have a look at what motion you do get without the head on it. Nice tight joint, but again, with all of that molded hair, you don't get much movement. But let's see if we can pop this on without heating it up. Usually that is kind of a requisite to getting these heads on. Yeah, it pops on kind of nicely, but I can feel that if I give this more than the hair, the molded hair will allow, it's going to pop right off. Yeah, as you can see. So you are limited in how much you can move his head, but sometimes, as you can see, just a little will change the expression of the Kong. Yeah, so a little goes a long way. And there, she's frightened. Let's see how we can get her up. Elbow, and then we can pivot her like so. It looks like he's about ready to slam her with this hand, and I don't think he wants to do that. I must say that is a nice heavy figure. So I don't think I want to actually go through the different hands here. I mean, what's the point? There's a couple of fists that he can pound his chest with. And here is another hand, slightly more closed. Maybe she fits down in there better. I don't know. Well, she's soft, so I can squeeze her in there. I don't know. Maybe I would have to heat that hand up to actually get her in there. But it almost looks like that's more in line of holding her than this more open hand, because she does fall out of there pretty easily on the pre-mounted hand. Well, I guess not. Yeah, so yeah, she does actually fall out of there, which tells me that this hand is probably more in line to holding her. But that's not what I wanted him for. I want him to I know he's a Skull Island, but I want him to kind of stand next to one of my Godzillas, and maybe I'll have him on display that way. So let me grab a Godzilla and we will see. Yeah, the Godzilla is just going to be a little bit too small to take this King Kong on, because if I remember correctly in the movie, Kong was about the same height as Godzilla here. I don't know if I have a bigger Kong. Well, this is a vintage Kong, so this is what we're looking at. You see the sculpt in the head. It's an old late 50s, early 60s Kong style figure. And this is a very modern King Kong. As you know, I think it's from the latest incarnation of the Kong series, which is Skull Island. But that's not going to stop me from displaying them together. So seeing how he's modern, let me grab a more modern Godzilla. See, now this is a larger Godzilla, it really is, and we will take a look at these two Godzillas together. So I think, I mean, although his head is smaller, but I think this will be a nice display to kind of go together, especially when Kong gets his hands on Godzilla. That'd be awesome. What makes this Godzilla bigger than the previous Godzilla we just looked at is the fact, let me see if I can get this in here, back this camera up just a bit. You can see the size in the bodies. You can see his tail just keeps going, whereas this guy's tail is very short, and he stands taller. He's got multiple joints in that neck here that will, let me get this atomic blast out of his mouth, and this will allow him to get a little bigger, I think. A little bit bigger anyway. Not much, but a little. And actually, I think it looks, however, I do like the green, so I think I'm gonna have to phase him out. No problem with this Godzilla or anything like that, but put his atomic fire back in his mouth there. Yeah, this is gonna look nice, of course, when I have it on display. I may or may not keep the fire in his mouth, but I want Kong to get his hands on Godzilla, you know, do some of that old judo. See, he's got the mauling hands on right now. Yep, I'm playing with toys. You got it. But I want to see if I can get, yeah, there we are. Can I get Godzilla's head up a little bit more? Just a little bit, yeah. Looks like Kong's about ready to bite his head in half. Some more action poses here. This is a very heavy figure, this Kong. I think I'm gonna have to bring this leg forward a little bit. Let's get that stand. There you go. Yeah, I'll have to work it out, but I think I can work it out. Kong's about ready to put a grip on that Godzilla. Anyway, let's get back to our King Kong. Yeah, he is quite the figure. Now, I can just hope that they start bringing out some vintage Kong figures now and then. Would be nice if NECA could actually get a King Kong license and bring me a King Kong versus Godzilla figure, because I know NECA has a Godzilla versus King Kong figure, but the Godzilla only. There is no King Kong in that line. But the package clearly states that Godzilla is from Godzilla versus King Kong. And King Kong, the words make it on the package, but there is no King Kong to come with it. At least not in my research, and I've searched high and low. But I'm very pleased to have this guy in my collection. Like I said, he's got one heck of an arm reach. And super heavy figure. Really nice. I've slowed down on buying figures because you know, it seems like it's the same thing all the time. I'm a big fan of the toy company NECA, but every time I turned around, it was another alien, xenomorph, just repainted. I've had those aliens. I have those aliens, or predators that were just repainted, maybe a different accessory. You know, so I stopped, and there was nothing at your mainstream toy stores like, or your retail stores like Target or Walmart or anything from like Hasbro that was innovative or new, or any of the Star Wars stuff. That was all, it's all been done. It was all money grab stuff. So like every time you turned around, when Hasbro would put something on the shelves, it wouldn't move. So they'd go back to the well, to the original 3 films, and start re-releasing things called the vintage figures, or the vintage collection, or the legacy collection, you know, because they knew that's what sold, which tells you who's buying those toys. It's not kids, it's adult collectors. And I don't want any knockoffs. I already own the original Kenner stuff, so I don't want any of that. So my point was, I did slow down, and I really was excited about the Mego stuff. But then my Target quit carrying them. In fact, I got 7 Targets that I visit. I can't find them. Non-existent. So I don't know if that's Target's fault or Mego's fault, but I don't care. It's not there, so I'm not going to chase them down. And it's one thing to buy them. Point of sale is at a retail store, because then you just pay the tax. But when you start shopping online, not only are you paying the tax, you're also paying a shipping, and that drives the price of the figure way up. And besides, I don't want to shop online for all my figures. However, I did shop online for this figure because somebody told me about it, and I went and looked for it, and voila, here it is. Big Bad Toy Store had it in stock, and here they are delivering to me. Alright, so we all saw stock mounted head right out of the package. Cool look, just for a relaxed date. But this one here, this one's really nice. No, there's no jaw pivoting on there, pivoting on there. No trap jaw like the Godzillas, but you can see it's well detailed on the inside. Teeth, eyes, very nice. Not much paint on this guy to think of, just around the face area, as you can see. Looks like there's a little bit of a dry brush on his fur. Subtle enough to make it a little more 3D, you know, give it a little more depth. They either opened or I just broke it. No, they actually opened. So yeah, no, I don't think you would have a closed fist. I think you would have like an angry fist once the bonds are on him. Yeah, I think he would want to maul somebody at that particular point in time if he woke up and he had shackles on. So yeah, fists are one thing. Getting out in anger and wanting to just grab something and destroy it, well, I'll be like, ah, you know. Fist means you already escaped from the shackles and you're ready to pound someone. Yeah, I must say, I enjoy that. And again, you know, you could probably put his arms down, change out his hands, and relax him and put this, you know, head on him as if he's quite resigned to the fact of being. Put his head down, change his posture altogether, drop his hands, and you can see he starts to look like, oh well, you know, they got me. Just gotta turn his hands in and maybe even put the fists on. I don't know, but my point is, I like figures with accessories. You can play with them, but that face is not staying. That's the face. That's the face of a giant beast. Yeah. So yeah, very cool. And let's not forget, of course, she probably wouldn't be in his paws if he had shackles on. At least not at this point. So yeah, Mezco also sells a larger sized one of these. I think just over $100, and I may actually entertain purchasing that Kong, because after seeing this guy, if the quality is anything like this, I won't be disappointed. I'll just have him on a monster scale. And I know several years back McFarlane Toys put out a King Kong figure. I think it was a 12 or 13 inch figure. It wasn't very popular for the longest time, and then when I had the idea of buying him, I went to look for him, and guess what? The prices are way up there now on the McFarlane Kong, where he was in the cage, you know, with the shackles. And again, I'm not too sure of what version Kong that was, but I'll try to leave a picture of it over here so you can get the idea. Anyway, that's been my look at the Mezco. I want to say this is a 7 inch. I think they classified this as a 7 inch. King Kong of Skull Island figure. Very nice. Proud to add that to my collection. Very cool. I'll about.